Hey there guys, Shaqtech from Shaqtech here, and welcome to a brand new video. In today's video, I've got something a little more exciting, something to change the aesthetics a little bit. As you can see, the steering wheel on the stock 190E, I find it quite large and kind of like sometimes like driving a truck, and there's no adjustment for this wheel. So one of the issues I have is getting in and out of the car easily, and it seems to like take up a lot of my leg room. So what I was thinking of doing is actually swapping this out for a smaller wheel. And in theory, it should be pretty easy to take out. So let's give it a go. So step one when removing the steering wheel is we need to take out, make sure you're disconnected the battery. So I've disconnected the battery. This car doesn't have an airbag. Some steering wheels will have an airbag, and you have to take a couple of screws out the back. This steering wheel doesn't have an airbag, so I believe you just had to take out the emblem, and then you should be able to get to the nut in the middle. So all you need is some prying tools, some plastic prying tools, so you don't scratch it up, and you're able to put this back together again if you need. And so yeah, let's try to take this out. So you dig it in. Just like that, the emblem comes off pretty easy. I just had to dig in and then it flipped out. There's nothing really attached to it. So in there you'll see, I believe that's a 10mm hex nut. That's the only thing that really holds this wheel together, so it's quite easy to get through. But I believe that's going to be torqued down quite a bit. So one thing to know is you should have a torque wrench when you're going to put this back on as well. I think 83 Newton meters is the target torque spec for putting the wheel back on. But yeah, let's give it a go and see if we can take it out. So I'm going to get my breaker bar and yeah, see if I can untorque this. Let's give it a go. This is probably easier to do if you have someone helping and can hold the wheel still, because you don't want to do it with the wheel locked, otherwise you will break the steering mechanism. So what I'm going to do is I'll try and hold it between my legs. I've seen some people do it like that. Then get my breaker bar. How tight is this? Oh yeah, she's tight. Let's try it.
2 hours later.
I might need to get some help on this one. Bear with me. Alright, hey there guys, it's Shaqtech. I'm back. Alright, back. I got the nut out. Here you can see it has that little green marker that I was talking about, and there's one in there so you can line it up. Yeah, I needed to get help from my dad to try and get this off. Someone has to hold the wheel and do it. That was a mission to take out. Oh, that thing is torqued properly. And theoretically, the wheel should just pop out. And there we go. There's the wheel. No wheel now. That was relatively straightforward. Oh, I'm tired. Thing that we want to do is we want to put the new Bose hub on it. So this is essentially the Bose. So what it is the thing that your wheel will go onto, like a wheel hub essentially. And on the back you can see the electrical contacts. And yeah. So we need to figure out how to put this on. It's pretty straightforward. On the front you'll see there's a top icon, so just make sure that's aligned to the top and it'll just slot on, and then we put the screw that we just took out with great difficulty and tighten it up and make sure we torque it up to spec. So yeah, let's get into that. The top aligned on here. It should just nicely slot. I think it is. I'll just get it tied in there a little bit, and then I'll use my torque wrench to torque it up to, as I mentioned again, I believe the recommended is 83 Newton meters. I'm not sure if it's different for different cars and different models, but I believe my one is 83. This might be easy to do once I have the wheel on, so I'll chuck the wheel on so I can have something to hold on to now. I'm just trying to play around and try and get the horn going. So with the horn in the 190E you get two cables coming out. So one cable is essentially a ground. I'm not sure which one is which, but we'll try it with this one. And essentially it connects to this metal backing plate that they've given us. And then there's the other one which will actually directly clip on to the horn itself. And what I'll do, oh, this is the steering wheel review. So I got a MOMO, I believe it's a Mod 7. Shout out to Evil Speed, I got it from there. I'll put links in the description to all the bows and the steering wheel. I got it in the same place. Yeah, I thought this is a nice, little bit smaller wheel, a little bit more sportier, still all blacked out so it matches the dash and whatnot. And yeah. So it actually took me a little bit to try and get the horn working. And it's not straightforward using the MOMO instructions they give you. So by default they tell you to connect one to the ground, which in this case is directly to this retainer around the horn. But actually all you need to do is get the two wires and hit them on, put them on the back of both the gold clips, like so, the little spades, and then the horn works, which is awesome. So now that the horn works, I shall put the 6 screws in and put the wheel together, and hopefully we're good to go. Tip, when you're trying to torque back that center bolt, is just put the steering wheel back on first and then do the torque, because then it actually gives you something to grip onto as you're doing the torque, because you got to get it down to that 83 Newton mark. So yeah, but now that's all torqued up, you can now put the horn back on, and then just slosh it back in and it should be good to go. And there we have it. New steering wheel is in place, torque down, horn is in, all 6 of the bolts are in, beautifully done. You see the new hub. I think it's designed anyway, it may look like it's longer, but the previous one was a thick steering wheel, so it comes out the same place. In terms of leg room, I can actually slide my legs underneath it, which is great. So I've got a lot more room. Yeah. People were a bit concerned that they wouldn't see the speedometer, but this is at my head level view and I can see it fine actually. Yeah, I guess it's dependent on your seating position and how tall you are, etc. But yeah, it looks all good, and I'm quite pleased with how this has turned out. It looks quite cool. I might get a different horn button. You can get like Mercedes ones, or a custom emblem on there. But otherwise, I think it looks quite good. And so there we have it. I have my new steering wheel installed here, my new little MOMO, a little bit of sportier feel, a little bit of drive. It was, as you can see, the actual action to install it wasn't too hard. But yeah, that mainly just the steering column bolt that was a mission to get out, and it takes a little bit of a while. Otherwise, once you've got that out, and then making sure you torque it back in correctly as well at the same torque specs, those are the hardest parts. But otherwise, assembling the steering wheel together, getting the horn in and whatnot is really easy. And so if you're looking at doing a modification like this, yeah, it shouldn't be too hard. If you have any questions on how I've done it, chuck them down in the comments. Happy to help. But as always, I bought one, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.